What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Joy Crystals. I hope you're having a wonderful and beautiful day wherever you are, guys. So I am here in my room and I'm actually just getting ready to film a video for you guys, like a whole professional kind of sit down video. But I wanted to come to you guys today with a little mini vlog because I just got back from church and we had like a great sermon and everything, and I'm sure you guys know it's Christmas time, December. I'm just gonna say you guys right here. Hopefully that works out. The Christmas tree's right there and my rolls. Okay, so it is obviously December and it's obviously Christmas time, and we just got back from church, and I just want to show you guys what my little time in the Word and like meditation has been teaching me lately. So I got back from church and we were focusing on this word called wonder, and how obviously Jesus and wonder in the Hebrew language is used as a noun and not an adjective. But that kind of just like when I got home, I was getting more into that and meditating on it on my own, you know, because I always feel like church is great and everything, but like I feel like I always want to go deeper into what the meaning could mean, and like I find I get so much more revelation when I delve into the word myself, even after the sermon, which is great. I'm just trying to which is great. So I kind of wanted to just share it with you guys because I was like feeling that pull. So yeah, so I got into the word, and the pastor was focusing on Isaiah, and what it said in Isaiah, actually I wrote it down, so bear with me. It was Isaiah 9:6, and basically it said, it was like getting us into the whole aspect of talking about wonder, and it said, for to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And obviously it's everything that Jesus is in my life, hopefully in yours as well. And that just kind of got me to the whole aspect of Isaiah, and I was just kind of skimming through the book of Isaiah, and I came across this verse where it was like predicting obviously Mary's birth. The virgin will have a child, and obviously it's a Christmas season, and a lot of people are focusing on the whole aspect of Jesus and everything he's done. I think we should focus on that aspect obviously every single day of the year, not just during the Christmas times and everything, but it's very prevalent during these times. So I came across Isaiah 7, and basically here, I don't know if you can see it, but in my little study Bible, it says the virgin will have a son, and basically it was just predicting everything that was going to happen and stuff like that. I'm just like, wow, that's great. You know, I knew of the prediction and everything, and I've read about like all the predictions and stuff like that in the past books. But when I was searching about wonder, you know, I just came across, you know, the prediction of Jesus and everything, and I thought that was great. And it just basically says, where does it say it? It says, must you also try the patience of my God? So the Lord himself will give you this sign. A virgin will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and she will name him Emmanuel. God is with us. So basically this is just like obviously predicting the Jesus' birth to Isaiah. And then that brought me to, guys, it's like a whole long process. So I'm saying meditating on the word that you've just got from a pastor or from a parent or wherever, you know, you feed from after the fact is just amazing, because you really get in depth and you get the revelation for yourself. So when the Lord is telling Isaiah about the whole Jesus to come and everything, I was wondering, you know, okay, that's awesome. Like, how did Isaiah get into this mix? Like, who was Isaiah? I love studying the prophets and the people who wrote the Bible, you know, through God's leadership, obviously. So I'm like, who was Isaiah? And since I have a study Bible, it's pretty easy for me to like pinpoint where these people were from, and then like garner my research even deeper from there. So I saw Isaiah, and I'm just like, and then in my study Bible it said Isaiah wasn't called, because you know how the prophets were all like called like God. I was like, I'm gonna call you Peter, I'm gonna call you John, I'm gonna call you Mark, you're gonna do this, you can do that, you can do that. But Isaiah's case was different. He wasn't called in the traditional sense. He was listening when God was speaking. Because what I realized, and what it says as well, is God is always speaking. He's always telling us something. He's always saying something. And it's just for us to attune our hearing to him and be the people who are listening. So when he speaks, you can say, Lord, send me, like Isaiah did, because it was beautiful the way he heard the Lord speaking and how he was so sensitive to God's voice that he picked it up. The Lord was saying, he was in a temple, or he was having a vision of some kind. I'm not sure which of the two, but he said, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom will I send? Who will go for us?'" And then he said, Isaiah said, "I said, 'Here I am, send me.'" And he said, "Go and tell these people." So I just found that so awesome, to think that Isaiah wasn't technically called, like, this mission, even though God has a plan for every single person, and obviously God probably knew Isaiah was going to take this whole entire mission. He wasn't like called specifically, like, "Isaiah, I'm talking to you. This is a burning bush, like, listen to me." Isaiah was just, he was sensitive to God's voice, and he heard the Lord's voice calling for someone to send. And Isaiah was able to say, "Here I am, Lord, send me." And I just thought that was beautiful. So God is always speaking, but only few are ever listening. And I feel like we need to be those few who listen. We need to be the masses who listen to the Lord's voice, because with everything that's going on in the world right now, all this calamity and all these things that are just up and down, we really need to listen to the most important voice in our lives, and that's the voice of God. And that's how we know who we are, how we know where we're going, and every single aspect of our lives is based on the Lord God and where he's sending us. And if we can't listen to his voice, that's when all the voices, all the negativity, all the government things, all the horrible things in the world just kind of like drown everything out. And we need to be able to drown it all out and focus on the voice that really tells us who we are and really sends us to go where we're meant to be. So even when all this like craziness is going on, the Lord says, "Focus on me, come to me, and I will give you peace. I will give you rest, and I will tell you where to go. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." Plans for hope and a future. Don't worry about the world. You are not of this world, for I have overcome the world, is what he said. I have overcome the world, and I have overcome sin. And you are my child. So you have overcome this because I live in you, and I give you the strength, and I give you the ability to go on in this world, even when everything else seems to be falling apart. It's about your relationship with God and your relationship with him, and how you connect with him and how you attune your voice to listen to him. So that was what I got from the study and everything, even though it just kind of started with the whole how aspect of how Jesus is wonderful and that he is, and it's amazing to know that he is wonderful. But I always feel like I can always go deeper in the world, and the Lord is telling me even something more. So that's what God was telling me as I came back home and I studied and I delved back deeper into the word. And I just think it's amazing that he was telling me all these, and I got to share it with you guys, because I was just like playing through the video, and I'm like, wait a second, let me just sit down and let me talk to you guys a little bit about what the Lord has been telling me. And I hope it blessed you. And it actually kind of reminds me of a study I did with my dad about a while back, when we were studying about the menorah, and how the priest would have to obviously shape the candles in every night, because there's the middle candle and then the other candles, or the other stands on on the side, and he would shape them every night, and he would face them to the middle, face them to the middle, face them to the middle, face them where they're supposed to be going. But then in the morning he would come, and they would be faced all other types of ways. They would be left, right, and center. He's like, "Dude, what's happening?" And then he would reface them, reshape them. It kind of just reminds me how God always refocuses us back to him. We might go left and right and center, all these voices in our heads and everything that's happening all around you, but Lord, but he comes and he reshapes us as the center. He refocuses us to what's most important, what we need to focus on. And by that's the only way we can keep going, and everything just falls into place in our lives, even when the world seems to be getting chaotic, And I feel like once everyone understands that, all these 7 billion people in the world, I think, that's when we'll really be living where he has called us to be, and it'll really be like the Garden of Eden. So yeah, so it's a lot, but I really enjoyed sharing this with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I hope it's not too long, but yeah, let me finish setting up my whole video setup. Make sure to come back next week, or probably today, because this was just an impromptu kind of thing for a new video. And I hope I blessed you guys. Make sure to focus on your word, focus on what the Lord is saying to you, attune your voice to him, and he shall always lead you where you're supposed to go, and drown out all the other voices, because he's the one that's most important. You just have to listen. God is always speaking, but only a few are ever listening. So let's be those who listen and lead others in his light. So thank you guys for listening, and I love you.